It's been a while since I've gone on here and did a video just because I'm sort of apprehensive, just because I have YouTube and I'm somewhat in good standing. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Good standing. So I don't have any extra strikes that I don't need to. And I thought about dipping into this subject, and I just couldn't think of a proper way of doing it until this came up. And it kind of just irritated me, other than the recent events of the Light of Bud, if you know what I mean, and Anheuser-Busch. And I I'm a Bush Light drinker. Don't do it a whole heck of a lot, but when I usually reach for a beer in my refrigerator, that's what it is. It's a Bush Light. Now, it's probably not the best beer to some people. It's probably not even the best beer at all, but I do enjoy it, and it goes good with doing Boilermakers, doing shots or whatever, and I enjoy it. It's just oh, it tastes like, yeah, I know. I don't drink Bud Light, but it's probably the same, right? You'd think that, but and I do notice in my local watering hole that I go to that there's a lot of Bud Lights in the refrigerators. A lot. Like the cans, like the bottle cans. And I do see every once in a while a guy down at the end of the bar, he does have one or two he was drinking. Now, did I mention anything to him? No, because we're in a bar and it'll get you freaking your face dotted. No, no thanks. If you want to drink Bud Light, knock yourself out. I just choose not to purchase any Anheuser-Busch products. And at some point, we all got to take a stand. And my stand was not to do any purchases for Busch Light and Anheuser-Busch products. I will drink Yingling, which I already like to begin with. So my default number two is Yingling. So there we go. Yingling. Anyways. Now, reason all this started, we know. We don't need to rehash it. Now, when this clown, if you will, comes out and says this, believes it should be illegal to call him a man. Now, understand what that entails. Now, what power does he have? Well, apparently a lot of power. He's been to get a lot of endorsement deals from female centrist or centrally themed companies, which is interesting, I guess. Doesn't make any sense why, unless you're a female-centric company where you want to expand your market base to people who are obviously delusional about their way of life, if you will. But having said that, when someone says something like this, it piques my interest. I delve into it. I saw this guy's video. I'm not going to play it because I can't stand looking at this clown, which we will be watching him in a second. I mean, not the video, but just a picture of him. Ugh. Him. Yeah. Or her. Him. Yeah. Delusional. Carbon-based life form. How about that, YouTube? I called this particular carbon-based life form a carbon-based life form because that's in fact what we all are, right? When we boil every human down to its base chemicals, we are nothing but water and carbon, so to speak. So anytime someone says you should be jailed for speech, that is where I come in and say, bull fucking shit. No. If you don't like the way some people are calling you, guess what? Either you better learn to live with it or find another country that'll accept you, or another state. You can move to California there, carbon-based life form Mulvaney. You could, if you want, or not. It's up to you. You see, I had no problem with this clown until he started affecting my news feed, if you will. Every time something would happen, go on Twitter, I'm like, what the why is this clown being, platformed? Well, for starters, it's like a freak show, like in the Barnum and Bailey circus in the 1900s, where you had the bearded lady, you had the, very obese man, the conjoined twins, and then you got this carbon-based life form doing whatever delusional carbon-based life forms do. It's interesting. If this person doesn't want to be, I don't know, mocked and ridiculed, then find a different country, because under the First Amendment, Guess what? Carbon-based life form Mulvaney, I can fucking do it. And there's not a goddamn thing you can fucking do. So live it, love it, learn it, you scumbag. Anywho, he goes on to say it should be illegal to call him by his biological sex. That's where we're at, folks. Melania, who claims to be a woman, which very, very, we need some fact check on aisle 4, has been the focus of an intense scrutiny ever since Bud Light teamed up with him for a collab video during March Madness. And we all saw that video, and I look at this clown, I'm like, this clown has never drunk a beer ever. No, you just don't do it. And when you're actively mocking women, sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's not. The transgender activist's entire brand is seemingly to mock women and behave like a little girl. That is disturbing, because you know there's some fucking graveyards in this guy's fucking closet. I mean, carbon-based life form's closet. In the March Madness video, Mulvaney behaved like an idiot, too dumb to understand sports, as I've asked repeatedly. I think this is David Hookstead. I've asked repeatedly, do you know a single woman who doesn't know what March Madness is? Of course not. I think my wife doesn't really know because she doesn't really care. She knows about baseball and football. But when it comes to basketball, college sports, she don't really know. I completely understand. Now, an old video that is refurbished shows Mulvaney calling for laws against calling him an el hombre. Like, the article is written about me using he pronouns and calling me a man over and over again, and I feel like it should be illegal. I don't know. That's just bad journalism, Mulvaney said in a video going viral Thursday night. The video was also originally shared by Mulvaney in October 2022, according to Fox News. And that's another fucking story. He goes on to say, should be illegal. No. Luckily, it's that pesky fucking First Amendment, you scumbag authoritarian piece of crap. Carbon-based life form. This is unhinged behavior from Dylan Mulvaney. There might not be anything more anti-American than calling for people to be locked up over speech. It happens a lot, unfortunately. As long as you're not attempting to hurt people, there should be limits on speech. Actually, there really isn't. For those of you out there saying, you can't yell fire in a theater. Yeah, you can. I wouldn't advise it, but you can. I mean, if you want to do it, I'd consult the lawyer first before you do anything rash. But you can do that. No one says you can't do it. There is a slight detail if you cause a panic and someone gets hurt. You know, but even then, it's like, hey, for a free speech act absolutist as myself, I would say, hey, you should confirm there's a fire. You should probably talk to the manager. Hey, is there a fire? Is there some crazy bastard was in there yelling and screaming about a fire? Is there one? No, sir, that's just a crazy bastard. Oh, okay. Thank you, manager. I'm gonna go back and watch the movie. You can do it. You just got to be smart about it. But I suggest you don't do it. That's the kind of the entire premise of the United States of America. There's reasons freedom of speech is covered under the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights. It takes a truly unhinged person to call for people to be arrested over harsh words they use. It's an incredibly scary mindset. Being arrested over speech is something that would make Stalin, Mao, and Pol Pot, and that guy who was born in Austria, very happy and very proud. Do people really think allowing the government to slap on the handcuffs over speech is a good idea? Let's just look up to Canada and you get your answer. Nobody who reads history does. That's a fact. Read. Furthermore, this carbon-based life form has no right to tell anyone who to address him. Yeah, I can address this clown show as however I see fit. And if this carbon-based life form does not care for it, then tough titties. I would say tough. Yeah, I say tough titties because you don't have any titties. You don't. Sorry. You were born a male. Unless you get surgically enhanced. It ain't happening there, cowboy. So, live it, love it, learn it. This is the man who released a video about shaving combined with a bikini reveal. I'm going to spare all my audience from watching this fucking shit. I'm a girl who gets facial hair. That is a bridge too far. You're welcome to live your life how you want. Absolutely. And I don't. You want to go to a drag show? Try to get some punini. Thank you, Undead Chronic, for that word. Knock yourself out. I never went back. But if you want to go, knock yourself out. Just don't bring kids. Just don't drag kids to a drag show story hour. It's a little cringe, a little creepy. They don't know what's going on. They see a bunch of dudes with facial hair prancing around like a freaking moron reading freaking Curious George. Nah, no thank you. But you're not welcome to call for people to be arrested who don't play along with your fucking delusions. This is the US of A. And it's not North Korea. We're getting close there. Communist China or the USSR in the 1930s or the 40s or 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and the early 90s. Of course, who knows if Mulvaney even believes his comments? I think he does. He's constantly just hunting for attention, and it's hard, hard, to know what's real and what's a troll. And there you have it, folks. That's what we boil this down to. Is that we're in this clown show, and Bud Light was essentially the linchpin. He said, okay, enough, we're done. And maybe it'll work. They've already lost a lot of market share. Now, some of it got recapped. They I guess someone sold some stock back or whatever, so their market cap went back up, but their sales numbers are down. Even today, I went to a couple stores, and they must have restocked. And this is like at 8-9 o'clock in the morning. Must have restocked, but there was more Coors and Miller. And by the way, I understand Coors and Miller, they're woke as well. They're just not as bad. And I don't know if Yuengling is woke as well. I don't think they are. I know they're one of the oldest breweries in the United States, and I don't think they did a alphabet freaking colored can. I don't know. Maybe they have, but at some you got to pick your battles. If you just don't buy any product from any company that that has rainbow colors, it's going to be pretty freaking hard. I mean, you ever seen that month? It's freaking insane. Then anyways, yeah, it's just, I find it funny that you got these scumbags out there that want other people on his behalf, or this carbon-based Lifeform's behalf, to crash down your door and arrest you. Or, that's what he wants. He wants speech police to crack down your door, arrest you, shoot your dogs, all because you called Dylan Mulvaney, who is a man, by the way, a man, and not the preferred pronouns. Because guess what? When I looked at the First Amendment, I didn't see that I had to call this clown a woman. I don't have to. I don't have to. And nor will I. I refuse. Because you, Dylan Mulvaney, carbon-based life form that you are, you've pushed this fucking, you pushed the bar, you went a bridge too far. You went too far. You done fucked up. Now, everyone who thinks you're stunning and brave are going to continue to think you're stunning and brave. Those people on the fence are probably thinking, you know what? Fuck this guy. I, on the other hand, I don't like it when people like him or her or this carbon-based life form continue to say that people should be arrested for hurting their feelings. The police are not the hurt feelings enforcement. They're just not. The First Amendment guarantees you and I to say whatever we want. And I'm going to say whatever I want. I refuse to kowtow to YouTube's policies and blah, 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 blah. If this video gets struck, remember, I'm always on Rumble. Always. I'll always be there. I'll be on BitChute for the time being, and I'll be on Odyssey for the time being, of course. So, yeah. Don't ever let these chuckleheads, these libprog pieces of human garbage, dictate your speech. You can say whatever you want, and you should say whatever you want. If you like this video, give a thumbs up, make a comment. If you didn't like it, do whatever you want. It's a free country. Do what you want. If you want to call this carbon-based life form a dude Be my guest, because guess what? I ain't stopping.